Hello guys, Brad here again with another video. Today I thought I would do a top 10 video, and this is an idea I came up with yesterday, and I'm going to call this top 10 FragComm Clickbait Gimmicks. Now, back in the old days of the fragrance community, when you only had a few reviewers and there were a lot of great fragrances that hadn't been reviewed yet, all you really needed to be a FragComm reviewer with some views was a half-decent camera or just any webcam and a nose of some sort, basically any nose that can smell, and of course the ability and the willingness to make a video and start a channel. Now these days there are so many channels out there, and most of the fragrances have been reviewed already, at least the popular best-selling ones, that it's very hard for reviewers, established or new reviewers, to maintain viewership. So I've noticed as of late, a lot of fragrance reviewers are relying on gimmicks to get viewership. And, this video isn't, me taking a swipe at any particular reviewer. I think we all are guilty of doing this from time to time, whether we're one of the big time reviewers or if we're just a new and upcoming reviewer, or just like myself, a struggling vintage reviewer. Every now and then we rely on tricks. Actually, this video itself could be construed as a trick to get some views. So, no offense to anybody. I like all the reviewers out there. I'm just having a little bit of fun here today. So, number 10, hot babes. We all know what I'm talking about. If you want to get views, bring on the hot babes, right? Especially if they're scantily clad, have a see-through top, big breasts. These are the types of things we want to see. It doesn't care if the person knows what they're talking about. If they're hot, that automatically makes them, somebody that we want to hear from. Even if we turn the volume down and just want to look at them, hot babes is what it's all about right now. So that's number 10, hot babes. Number 9, collaborations. Now, unfortunately, living in Western Maryland, I don't have other reviewers to collaborate with. Maybe I'll try to get my wife or my son to help me out there. But I've only actually met one YouTube reviewer in my lifetime. That was Jason, 860 Cologne. And unfortunately, we didn't do a video together. We did get a picture together. I think it's out there somewhere. Jason has it on his camera, I bet, of us meeting up in Ohio. But yeah, when you live like in San Francisco, New York City, or Toronto, you want to get together with the other reviewers, do these collaborations. Now, online collaborations through like Skype or something are fine, but physically meeting up with other reviewers and putting out a video is a great way to get hits because two noses are better than one. So those collaborations. Number 9, giveaways. People love free stuff. If you have one guy doing Davidoff Cool Water review, that's fine. But if the other guy has Davidoff Cool Water giveaway plus free bottle giveaway or decant giveaway at the end of it, you're going to stay tuned for that video. You might click ahead the first 12 minutes for the yawn fest, but you're going to want to watch that video for that free giveaway and get a chance to get some free juice. Giveaways at number 8. Number 7, exotic locales. Now, back in the old days of FragComm, an exotic locale meant you made your bed and you took the dirty underwear off the top sheet and you maybe had a fancy picture in the background. That's no longer the case. Now, an exotic locale means you got the Eiffel Tower, you got the Great Sphinx in the background of your video, right? So try to get those exotic locales whenever possible. Number 6. Now, this one's unfortunate, but anytime you do a video about Jeremy, you're going to get hits. I happened to do a video one day called Thoughts on Jeremy Fragrances. Got me a ton of hits. All I did was talk about Jeremy, how I thought about him. We all have opinions about Jeremy, good or bad. If you do a video, maybe not so much these days, but back when you first started out and there were a lot of controversy about the guy in this channel, tons of views from his fans or haters or whatever, just because your video was about Jeremy, even if it had nothing to do with fragrances whatsoever. So number 6, I'm going to say videos about Jeremy fragrances. This can apply to other big name reviewers as well, like Mark. Number 5, seasonal top 10, top 20 lists. In this day and age, people don't want to hear about one solitary fragrance. They want all the fragrances grouped together into one season so they can have a nice, tidy list. Unfortunately, if you're a reviewer like myself, you might not necessarily have a top 10 or top 20 list for niche designer, spring, summer, fall, winter. You're busy testing new things. And if you did have a list, it was probably very similar to last year's list. So it seems kind of redundant to do a list for a lot of reviewers. But it's a clickbait gimmick, so you do it anyway. Number 4, most complimented / panty dropper videos. Same as with the seasonal videos. These are huge clickbait videos. People want to know, name me 10 fragrances off the top of your head that are going to get me laid. Pow, I'm going out to the store, I'm going to buy those fragrances, and I'm a sure hit wherever I'm at. Number 3, Aventus Cleanse. Now, if you watched my channel, you probably don't remember this, but I actually predicted that once people got their nose on Aventus and the fragrance started to become more popular, then the designer houses would start releasing their own cheap knockoff versions of it. So anytime anything has a drop of pineapple and a little bit of a smoke to it, or just all pineapple and no smoke or whatever, people are going to say it's an Aventus clone and use that as clickbait in the title. Aventus clone, better than Aventus, better than the last Aventus clone or whatever. So that's a good clickbait strategy right there. Anything about Aventus or Aventus clones. Number 2, revealing clothes. If you or the hot babe wear revealing clothing, you're going to probably get more hits than if you wear, a button-up shirt or something like that, especially if you're a woman. We know some reviewers have extremely nice bodies. They have muscles where I didn't even know you could have muscles. Now, I probably have the record in FragComm, at least among the guys, with nipple slips. And unfortunately, it hasn't worked out too well for me. I probably lost 50 to 100 subscribers because of these unfortunate situations. I'm no Janet Jackson or Justin Timberlake here. This isn't the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, my nipples aren't that attractive. But if they are, that's something to think about. The nipple slip or the little muscle show off or whatever. Number 2, revealing clothes. And number 1, of course, new releases. Anytime a big fragrance house like Christian Dior, Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, or whatever comes up with a new release, you want to try to get a bottle of that fragrance faster than anybody else. You want to get that video out faster than anybody else, even if you've only smelled it for 5 seconds, because if you're the first person in the fragrance community to talk about a fragrance that's a hot release, that's going to get you clicks. Now, this doesn't hold up too well if the fragrance you're talking about is a unknown fragrance house or indie scent or little known niche fragrance. But of course, if Christian Dior, Sport 2017, or if Blue Chanel came out with a flanker, you're the first one to talk about it, you're going to get a ton of hits. So these are some thoughts to think about for you fragrance idol wannabes out there, anybody with a struggling channel. Get some clickbait videos out there. If you're like myself, you just want to talk about what you've smelled and you want to do a sample impression of it, and you're struggling, you'll probably continue to struggle like I do, because nobody really cares about that anymore. These aren't the old days of Cubby and Tim Swetkoff and J.R. Ryder and Brandon and all that stuff. These are the new days where clickbait videos are going to be the wave of the future in FragComm and everywhere else. The title, the video, the thumbnail, stuff like that. Unfortunately, this is the way it is, and it's going to have to be. But if you don't like it, well, that's too bad, I think. So those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.